Okay, so if somebody can please confirm if you can, if you can see the screen or not.
Yes, our screen is visible.
So thank you so much for your response, response and feedback both. Now you see, you have known me since the very beginning of this faculty development program. I'm your host, and I will be conducting this session today that is on the math of learning, productive time, and progress principles. But like I usually request in my yesterday's session, also I had requested you to please be interactive. In today's session also, I will make a very similar request wherein the more interactive you are, the better the session goes. For a simple reason, because once you start interacting, automatically we understand as to in which particular direction the session is to be taken. The topics that I am trying to cover, yesterday I covered that topic on leadership, and today I will be covering on, today I will be discussing this topic of the math of learning, productive time, and progress principles. So we will be mostly talking about, all of us, we want our students to be good learners. All of us, we want that our students should, be motivated when it comes to coming to the colleges, when it comes to actually studying, and we want them to be enthusiastic about studies because they have themselves decided their career, they have themselves taken admission. So we want that, they should be a bit more interactive, they should be a bit more participative, they should be, they should be interested in studying and things like that. So in today's session, we will be discussing about, I call it the math of learning, by that the mathematics of learning. Why I have named it like that is because what are all the things that we can introduce to ensure that there is, some motivation. And this these days we can see that there is a growing trend in the entire nation. I have been training students from, right from. I have had opportunity to travel north. I have had opportunity to travel south, and I have seen that almost everywhere the problems are, the attitude of students is quite similar, and we can see that there are few institutions or few organizations wherein the students, they will participate, and there also they do not participate because, because they are very much interested. They participate because they want good grades, and they participate because it is a, either because they are disciplined since the beginning, or they participate because they, I mean, it is not a participation that comes from the bottom of their heart, right? So in today's session, we will be discussing as to what are all the things which will help us reverse these trends. What can we do to ensure that the students, when they come to the college, they are really, really motivated, and they are really excited about what is going to happen next, and things like that. So when I say all of these things, I am sure that there will be, these are the difficulties, or these are the, what can I say? This is a major challenge which almost everyone is facing, and therefore it is a humble request to all of you to please participate and share your experiences as well, so that it becomes easy for all of us to, to proceed with this session. Okay, and like I said yesterday, today also I will repeat the same thing. At any given point of time, if you have any such queries, at any given point of time, if you wish to share anything, at any given point of time, if you differ in your opinion, please make sure that, please make sure that you unmute yourself and you tell me, because today I will be sharing my screen. So once I share the screen, it becomes very impossible. It becomes really difficult to read the chat box, and it also becomes difficult to understand. Like right now, some people are still. I have to admit, few more people, and so this will keep happening between the sessions. So it is a humble request that the more participative you are, the more, even if there is a chaos, like I said yesterday, if all of you unmute yourself at the very same time, and even if there is a chaos, I won't mind. As a matter of fact, in today's session also, I have some very opinion-based questions wherein I will request, I will request your participation. So let's begin, and let's begin with what are all the things that we are going to study. I suppose there are a few more people who wish to get admitted. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. So, what is the agenda? Let us try to understand what are all the things that we're going to study in depth. So, first is the learning equation. So, we'll be discussing as to what is the learning equation, what exactly learning means, and why are we learning, and things like that. So, how this learning is important for life, and whether what we are actually learning in the colleges and all, whether it fits in. So we'll talk about that equation. Then we will also talk about what is progress. Now, the entire life for human beings, it is about progressing. What am I doing now? What was I doing yesterday? What will I do tomorrow? And all of us, we wish to proceed in a certain direction, and we wish to move ahead in a certain direction. Be it a dancer, be it a singer, be it what can we say, be it a mountain climber, be it a person who has joined as assistant professor and who wishes one day to become professor, be it a person who has joined the engineering college to become an engineer and wishes to wishes to complete his engineering in 4 years, and later on wishes to join some good company or something like that. So what progress actually means, how we understand progress, and how progress should actually be perceived, and things like that we will discuss. It is actually a very interesting discussion, and if you participate, I am sure that it will become even more interesting. Next is how to achieve progress. Now, first we'll try and understand what progress essentially means, and how we look at progress, and how our mind perceives progress, and then we'll try to understand how to achieve progress, how to ensure that we are moving ahead. Then we have understand motivation. This is one of the best things that I love to discuss. As to all of us will talk about motivating students and things like that. But do we really have a clear understanding of motivation? What is it that actually motivates people? And what is it that we can do to ensure that our students are motivated? So that is something that we'll discuss in today's session. I can say that my entire experience of 12 years of behavioral training, whatever studies I have conducted, whatever topics I have read from the best authors of the world and whom I believe in. I mean, I do not just believe in somebody because they are the best authors. What I do is I try to understand their theories. I try to put their theories into practice when I am dealing with students, and some of those theories, for some of those theories, they work really well. So those are the things which I have accommodated in today's session, and let us see how it goes. So we'll try and understand motivation, and then we will understand progress principles. So to progress, there are a few principles. These principles serve as both the things. They are a test to understand as to whether we have progressed in life or not, and they are a test to understand whether we are putting in enough efforts, and whether the efforts are being put in the right direction to ensure progress. And it is a principle which, if followed, I mean, they are both the things. They are a test, and at the same time, they are a principle which, if followed, progress is certain. So this is something that we'll be discussing. Then we have creating my daily progress report. Now, if I get time at the end of the session, I will also discuss this as to how to create a daily progress report, so that because in you see, whenever the students they attend the schools or they attend the colleges, there is a progress card at the end of the session. There is this result which is generated, right, at the end of every semester, or maybe at the end of every year. The result comes, right? But then, how about progress? Whether a candidate has really progressed in his life or he has not progressed in his life. Can we create a progress report for that as well? Well, it can be created, and whatever, like I said, whatever understanding I have of this topic, I will share with you today. So let's begin with the very first thing, and like I usually begin with questions and queries, so that I understand that all of you, all of us, whether we are moving in the same direction or not. As a matter of fact, it guides me so in which particular direction I should speak. So that is the reason I have this question for you at the very beginning, and it is a humble request to all of you to please, unmute yourself, and I won't mind even if there is a chaos. So please do unmute yourself and answer this first question. The question is, why are you learning? Now, this is a common question which I ask our students as well. Why are you learning?
For
If you
continuous
would answer.
improvement, sir.
Pardon, sir?
For continuous improvement.
Continuous improvement. Thank you, Prithvi Raju, sir. I suppose that was Prithvi Raju, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for the response, sir. Yes, I am expecting an answer from others as well. You may have more than one answer. So for continuous improvement is one of the answers. Okay, I'm waiting for answers. Please. Okay, Shama ma'am is writing for knowledge. Yes, thank you very much, Shama ma'am, for the response. Yes. Rose Jose ma'am is writing to know, understand, and to share. That's great. That is actually the job of a teacher, to know, to understand, and then to share. That's good. That is a very different response, I must say, Rose Jose ma'am, which you have given. Next is Meenakshi Gautam ma'am writes for more information. Of course, Meenakshi ma'am, undoubtedly. Amita Kumari ma'am writes for development. Yes. Development in all senses, I must say. Yes. Development of individual in life, development of an individual to earn better salary and things like that. Great. Now you see, when I ask this very question to our students, why are you learning? Most of them they will say we are learning because we need a job. Okay. Most of them they will say. Some of them they will agree. They will say, yes, sir, we are learning because because some of them they will say that we are learning just for the heck of it. We need a degree, and then we will get done with it because we have business at home. Some of them they will say, sir, we are learning now because we wish to become a successful, we wish to become successful entrepreneurs, but we wish to be entrepreneurs in the intellectual field. So we don't just want to open a kirana shop or something like that. We just don't want to open a grocery store. So that is the reason we are learning. Some of them they will say we are learning, but most of the students they will say we are learning because we want a job. That is a very common answer. Now I have another question. What do you think the students will answer? Why are you studying? What do you think the students will answer to this question?
For marks.
Marks. Yes, very correct. Students are studying only for marks. Okay, so studying has fundamentally got nothing to do with how they are going to do in life. They are studying because they want good marks so that the university or the college, if it is an autonomous college, should award them good numbers. That is the only reason they are studying. Then I ask them, what will happen then? So when they say, why are you studying? Why when I ask why are you studying, they say, sir, we are studying because we want good marks. Then I ask, okay, fine, you'll get good marks. Then what will happen? They say, ki, sir, once we get good marks, then we will get, a good job. Then I say, okay, fine. If you will get a good job, then what will happen? Why do we need a good job? They say, because sir, we want to earn money and we want to earn good money. And I say, okay, fine. If you wish to earn money, who told you that by studying very hard or by by getting good marks? First of all, getting good marks, you will get a good job is in itself, can be questioned. That is one thing. Now, yeah, after getting good marks, after getting good job, you can earn good salary is again something which can be questioned. And then I come up with examples when I help students understand. I give them choices and I tell them some case studies. Like let us take example of Sachin Tendulkar. Let us take example of Virat Kohli. Let us take example of Shah Rukh Khan. Let us take example of Amitabh Bachchan. Let us take example of Ustad Zakir Hussain Khan. He's a tabla player. Let us take example of any of these people who have not gone through this conventional educational method. Like the whatever career they are pursuing, this career they are not pursuing because of any conventional education that they have had. They are pursuing because they have learned it outside the schools, right? And they are earning much more in comparison to what these people are earning. Then we'll take few examples of businessmen as well, right? We'll take examples of Dhirubhai Ambani and people like that. And so we say that these are all the people who are not earning because they studied very hard or because they got a job. As a matter of fact, there are so many people who are working for these people after studying very hard, right? So then they are kind of, after a while, they are kind of convinced. They say that, yes, sir, if we wish to earn, and then we also come up with all the amount of money, the quantum of money that their parents have spent when it comes to, when it comes to studying. So the kind of money that is spent on schools, the kind of money that is spent in colleges, the kind of money that is spent after that on private coachings and things like that. When we kind of add it up and we try to understand, and then I tell them, ki after spending so much of money and even more importantly so much of time, if I ask you why are you studying and if you're saying that you're doing it for money, then इसका तो सिर्फ आप इतने पैसे का FDP करते तो आप बहुत पैसा कमा लेते, ऐसा हो जाता है आखिर में, the all in all. So Then I tell them, then they are kind of convinced. They say, yes sir, it is always better, we shouldn't go through a conventional education system. It is always better if we do not go through a conventional education system. Maybe then maybe then we will be able to earn more money, and we will be able to save a lot of money which we have actually spent. So then I say, then why don't you stop studying? Now that you have known the truth, you should stop studying and you should do something else. So are you ready for it? They say, no, sir, it is not possible. So you see, this is where the dilemma starts. This is the place where I ask students to self-introspect. This is where we try to understand, or this is where we help them understand the why of their life. Once they are sure of the why, then automatically rest of the things they will fall in place. I am sorry, I have to toggle the screen again and again because there are few candidates, there are few participants and attendees who are joining in. So to admit them, I will have to toggle the screen. Please bear with me for that. So let us try to understand as to what is actually happening in the education, and let us find an answer today as to what to do so that our so that our students are really excited about studying, and we are able to reverse this trend, and the students, rather than we college students to the college, and the students will themselves come in time and again. Now generally these are the answers. Like I said, money, some students they will say money, then they will shift to status, some students they will shift to satisfaction, and etc. sort of answers. But so let's try to understand what happens when we know why. Now, just now in our last slide, we saw that it was a question about why. Why are you learning? Why are you studying? So it is said one of the best case studies which is taken up, it is of Apple Incorporation. Apple, everybody knows. Apple is a very famous company. We use phones and we use computers and laptops of Apple. And it is said that Apple was so successful. Apple came so late into the market, and still it was so successful. Why? Because Apple was not working on what or how. Apple was working on why. So, for example, they give examples of advertisements. They say that if you will look at the advertisements of other companies, you will see something like, they will focus mostly on this what and how. And how they will focus that they will say, ki, this is our product, and these are all the things that you can do with our product, and therefore you should buy this product. But if you look at the advertisement of Apple, Apple does not advertise itself like that. Apple does not talk about what or how. It will talk about why. It will talk about the status symbol. It will talk about the satisfaction. It will talk about such things. It will talk more about why and less about what or how. So this is a famous case study. You can always, for your reference, I have just written it over here. I may not be discussing it in detail, but it is a very famous case study, and you can always Google it and learn more about it. So now let's move on to our next slide, and that is the learning equation. We have already asked, why are you learning? We have already asked, why are you studying? Now let us try to understand what learning is actually. What learning is actually. So when can we say that we are learning? When can we say that we are learning? Learning is equal to what? Now I will request all of your answers from the point of view of students. You can answer that what is learning? What do you think is learning? If you will just answer, you can unmute yourself or you can type in the chat box, please. But I'm expecting many answers today. Yes, I have opened the chat box here. Let's see what answers we get. What is learning? The question is, when can we say that we are learning? When can you say that you are learning? Learning is equal to what? Whatever comes to your mind.
We gain knowledge on something new every time.
Yes, that is very correct. To gain knowledge on something new for every time. That is correct. I'm waiting, Likhil Lal sir. I am waiting for your answers. I am waiting, Rose ma'am and Minakshi ma'am and Amita Kumari ma'am and Shama ma'am for your answers. You have been a bit interactive. Okay. Yes, Shama ma'am is writing to know something. So fundamentally, we are learning because we want to know something. That is very correct. So when can we say that we are learning? If we know something new, then can we say that we are learning? If I come to know that there is something new that I have known, then we can say that we are learning. Okay, Rose Jose ma'am is writing to keep updated. Meenakshi Gautam ma'am is writing when we really understand. Yes, that's great. Okay, thank you for your response. So, you see, for me, what I have done is, or for students, I will say, what I have done is learning is equal to what? The learning equation. Will it be good if I say learning is equal to improving? So, if a person is improving, then can we say he is learning? Another is learning is equal to success. So if a person is successful, then can we say that he or she is learning? Like what is it that we want to equate learning with? And the third is learning is equal to progressing. Okay. Now all these things, in a way, they would mean the same thing. Like I said, see, today's session is a bit about behavioral training. So it is for me, it is the area of interest, and I will request all of your participation so that you understand it even better. So you see, learning is equal to improving, learning is equal to success, and learning is equal to progressing. What will be your choice? It is a humble request to all of you to please respond to this. What will be your choice? What would you choose? Learning is equal to improving, learning is equal to success, or learning is equal to progressing. What will you choose?
Learning is equal to progressing, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Learning is equal to
I
progress.
choose improving.
Improving. Okay, great. I suppose that was Nikhil Lal, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for responding. So, Nikhil also has chosen learning is equal to improving. Prithviraj sir has chosen learning is equal to progressing. How about others? What would you choose? This is a very simple, a very simple answer that you can give. Yes. Shama ma'am is writing, Amita Kumari ma'am is writing improving, Shama ma'am is writing improving, Rose Jose ma'am is writing progressing, Meenakshi Gautam ma'am is writing progressing. Now you see, this is where, this is where the fun begins. If I will give this very same sheet to the students, and if I will ask them to choose one, what do you think they will choose?
Success.
Success, exactly. That's a very right thing, Prithviraj sir. I am telling you, out of 100 students, more than 95 students chose success when this sheet was given to them. We used to provide this sheet on which they used to write. We used to write learning is equal to improving. There were a few questions, and they had to tick the one which they would choose. So I am telling you, 97 point some percentage of students they chose learning is equal to success. And amongst the remaining students, most of them they did not understand as to what is happening. They found it confusing. But most of the students they chose learning is equal to success. So this is a fundamental. What can I say? This is a fundamental difference in the way we think and in the way students think. Now, what is the difference between improving, success, and progressing? That we will again discuss in the slides to come. But like I said, it gets really, really interesting. Now we'll try to understand what is progress. Like all of us, most of us, we chose progressing and improving, which in a way means same thing. So we will try and understand what is progress. Have you progressed in life? So I have this common question which I ask students, and this is a question which I ask them usually during the interviews. The first question is, have you progressed in life? Now, in almost all the cases, I haven't found a student yet who will say, no, sir, I have not progressed. Especially during interviews, they have to say that, yes, sir, you have progressed. So then obviously the next question is, how do you say you have progressed? So can you come up with some basic examples wherein you can tell us that, yes, sir, I was like this before and now I am like this. That is the reason I have progressed. Now you see, these are very good questions which if you record for yourself also. What I do is I record these questions for myself and I ask myself once in a while. I ask myself these questions so that I'm more clear about about whether I'm progressing in life or not, and that is what makes me really really happy because when I know the direction which I wish to take, and when I know that I'm moving ahead in that direction, that is something that brings a lot of happiness in a person's life, and therefore I keep asking myself these questions. So this is the next question which I ask myself, and I ask the students as well in the interview. The third question is when they say that yes, sir, I have progressed. I have one more question for them. I ask, what is the unit to measure progress? Because you see, if I ask, have you earned money? A person can say yes. Then I will ask, okay, how do you say that you have earned money? then the person can say that, sir, earlier I had 2 rupees, now I have 4 rupees in my pocket. The remaining 2 rupees, of course, I have earned because I did so and so work. When I went there, I did so and so work, and that is how I had these 2 rupees. So have you progressed? Yes, sir, I have progressed because earlier I had 2 rupees, now I have 4 rupees, something like that, right? So what is the unit to measure progress in itself? Do you have a unit to measure progress? That is something that we will discuss. To my experience, I have been able to find out a unit, which of course I will discuss in the slides to come. And next is, can we be sure about our progress? Is there an assurance? Can we say that yes, no matter what, irrespective of the circumstances, irrespective of what is happening around me, irrespective of what culture I am into, irrespective of whatever the positives or negatives of my personal life and professional life are, can I be sure that yes, I will progress? So that is another question that we would try to answer. And next is progress always uncertain? Or so when we say that whether we can be sure about our progress, the opposite question is whether the progress is certain or whether it is uncertain. So let's begin. So have you progressed? A very common question, like I said, which I ask students. So choose your answer. And I have given this to the students as well, and it will be fantastic to find out as to how we as faculty members, we people think and how the students think. But this is something I suppose where we will come to a common consensus. The first statement is, earlier I had 2 skills, now I have 5 skills. Would you say that, would you choose this? Would you choose this? You can simply write in yes or no. So earlier I have 2 skills, now I have 5 skills, so I have progress. Would you choose this?
5 skills.
5 skills. Yes, yes, of course. So will you choose here that yes, sir, I have progressed?
That's it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. Now I have another statement for you, and this is where it goes fantastic. So earlier I earned 6 lakhs per annum. Now I earn 10 lakhs per annum. Okay. Now the question is, choose only one amongst the above. Which one will you choose?
Second one.
Thank you,
It's very
Prithviraj.
interesting.
Right, right. So other faculty members also, I will request all of you to please participate and choose your alternative here. Earlier I had 2 skills, now I have 5 skills, or earlier I had 6 lakhs and now I have 10 lakhs. What would you choose?
Sir, I choose both.
Okay. Okay, Amita Kumari ma'am is writing second one, Rose Jose ma'am is writing that's too tricky. This is where, like I said, this is where it gets interesting, you know. Maybe Rose Jose ma'am wishes to choose both, like Nikhil sir also said, he also wishes to choose both. Shama ma'am is writing second one, great. Meenakshi ma'am is also writing second one. Okay, Nena ma'am is writing N. I don't know what that means. Okay, but this is where it gets interesting. Okay, no one. None of them is writing. None of them. Fine. That is a very distinct answer. So you see, what usually happens is this is the actual dilemma, you know, which the students also face. Because essentially, when we talk about progress, we are focusing on to skills. Okay, we'll tell them that, you know, if when you are coming to the college, you should learn, and if you learn, then you will be skilled. You should do good projects. You should not copy projects. You should try to, you know, you should try to do projects on your own and things like that. You should try to do internships on your own. You should get good internships. Make sure that you get, you know, you when you get that internship, you learn a lot out of it, and then you will have enough number of skills and you will develop your skills. So we're talking about the first statement mostly when we talk to the students. Whereas for students, it is more about earlier I earned 6 lakhs per annum, now I earn 10 lakhs per annum. Okay. So the second part is something which I must say is the difference between improving, progressing, and success. Getting the point? When do I say what is exactly the difference between three things? I will put it in this way, like the way our mind perceives it. I will put it this way. Ki, for example, if today I am earning 12 lakhs per annum and I wish to earn say 30 lakhs per annum. So from 12 lakhs per annum to 30 lakhs per annum, if I reach 15 lakhs per annum, if I reach 20 lakhs per annum, if I reach 25 lakhs per annum, then this is improving or this is progressive, right? But what is success? 30 lakhs per annum is my success, right? But in the mind of students, that is not the case. In the mind of students, it is like reaching 30 lakhs per annum. and that is what success is. Or even if they are moving from 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs, that is what success is for them. They do not understand the difference between improving, the difference between the difference between improving, progressing, and then reaching success. For them, it is success all of a sudden. And I will not blame students for it. I will give you a simple example. When we were of their age, or when we were very young, I mean, I don't know what is the age of the participants here, but most of us, I am sure that we must have passed our engineering or anything before 2010, right? So if we take if we go by that in that sense, then it will be very easy to to say that when these students are these days striving and they are coming into the education system, they are being bombarded with so many other elements, and most of it is of course media, right? Social media and all. And on the media, you will never see in a movie, they will never show a hero using the washroom. I mean, to be, what I'm trying to tell you is they will directly show success, right? They will see Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli doing exceptional in their career. They are never going to see how hard they have practiced. So because there is no exposure to hard work, because there is no exposure to commitment, because there is no exposure about patience. So patience, hard work, none of this is appreciated. What is appreciated is success. So in a day, they also wish to be successful. And when they want to be successful, but they are not ready to put in efforts, that is the time when, that is the actual time when all of these issues, they start. So let us try to understand this even more. So we will now set up the rules. There are a few rules about learning. The very first rule is that we should have one goal, because we saw our own dilemma. Just now we saw that there were two statements, and it was little bit tricky for us also to select. For students, it is even more tricky, even more difficult, because we can choose. Most of us, we can choose money because we understand that money is our need. But for students, money is not a need. Money is being provided by their parents. But then they also understand the importance of money. And skills, they don't enjoy learning skills and things like that because it is not relevant for them, right? It is something that they have been pushed into. So all in all, it becomes a vicious circle for them. So there are a few rules if we wish to, if we want to learn this maths of learning, or if we wish to become a good learner, or if we wish to progress in life. Very importantly, all these things, they fall in the same place. If you are learning, then we are progressing. If you are progressing, then we are improving. If we are improving, then success is certain. So what are all the rules that we should follow to ensure that we are progressing, to ensure that we are improving, to ensure that we reach success? So the first rule is have one goal. Okay, that is very important. This that we should have one goal. And what do we understand by one goal? That also we will discuss in short. Second rule is that we should be able to find motivation. Now, all of us, we must be certain. We are certain about one thing, that if we are motivated, then we can contribute a lot. I mean, I have our, myself, kind of what can I say, observe this amongst the faculty members also. You will also agree very much that we love teaching, we like training, we like to we like to share things with our students and things like that. But when we are bombarded with lot of clerical work, committees coming in, and documentation which is being done, which is not something that we all of us may like. And there are other faculty members who love documentation also. So, we can ourselves understand when such work comes our way, which is not very creative, which is not very challenging, which is not helping us interact with our students or anything like that, we may not be motivated. Whereas for others, documentation may be of great interest, and talking to people may not be of very great interest. They may be feeling that, at this level, students should learn on their own. They should come to me only when they have a difficulty. I have seen some very senior professors adopting to this culture because they believe that at this age, the students, they should learn on their own. So, how to find motivation, what motivates us, and how to find motivation, and how to ensure that our students, they find motivation, that is something that we'll be discussing. Then we have compete with self. Generally, today the world is about competing with others. There is a lot of competition. I mean, it begins at home, wherein the parents, they say, "Uska beta dekho kya kar raha hai, aur tum dekho kya kar raha hai." I remember my parents telling this to me. We always used to get this example of our friends. Look at him, he's doing so well, what are you doing, and things like that. So we need to change this. If we really wish to be a learner, we will have to compete with self, and we will understand what competition is, what is learning, and what is competition. competing with self, like I said, create your own progress card. We should have our own progress card, and we should have our own, criteria to create, to measure our progress. So how to do that? If we get time, I will discuss the fourth criteria, and otherwise we will discuss the first three. Okay. So let's begin with the very first rule, that is the math of learning. Okay. As of now, I will ask a question. All of you, are you with me, or if you have any queries? If you are with me, just write yes. If no, then you can ask your queries in the chat box. Are you with me, all of you, or are there any queries? I ensure that all the participants. Oh, thank you, Rosina. I ensure that there is a lot of feedback from all the participants. I like it that way. Okay, Nikhil Lal sir, thank you so much for your response. Okay, Amita Kumari ma'am is writing no queries. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Shama ma'am is also writing yes, and Rajan Karnan sir is also writing yes, and Ramu sir is also writing yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, then I'll move on. So here we see the first rule, that is have one goal. Now, what do we mean by having one goal? We must have n number of times listened to such, great discussions where people, they say that your goal should be specific. They talk about, when goal setting session, they talk about smart. Your goal should be smart. So what is smart? What is meant by smart? From S they mean specific. From M they mean measurable. From A they mean achievable. From R, they mean I don't remember, maybe realistic. Yes. And from T they say time based, time bound, right? So they have so many things when they talk about goal setting. But the most important thing that we need to understand here is that we should have one goal. At a time, you cannot have more than one goal. Because if you have more than one goal, then you don't understand what to focus on. It is like, I will give you an example what happens. Inside our mind, having more than one goal feels like this. For example, you are standing at a place. Okay. You have a bow and an arrow in your hand. Dhanushya Baan जिसको हम बोलते हैं. So you have a bow and an arrow in your hand, and you are pointing your arrow to someone. Okay, and what we call it as an archery sport, right? And then you are asked to hit, like you are asked to hit the target. But you have so many birds in front of you. You don't know whom to hit or where to hit. You have so many trees in front of you. You don't know where to hit. You're confused. So forget about achieving your target. If the target itself, if you're confused about what the target is, then we are never ever going to achieve the target. Or maybe we'll achieve something, but we'll never feel that what we have achieved, right? Maybe we will achieve something, but we will never understand as to what we have actually achieved. Right? So that is the reason we say that we should have one goal, and I will try to explain this to you even better with the help of an example. This is where we want to understand motivation. When we talk about motivation, you see, motivation for some people, motivation is about money. For some people, motivation is about achievement. If I will achieve something, I will feel motivated. For some people, it is about happiness. If I am happy, then I am motivated. For some people, it is about purpose. Purpose is something that brings meaning. Okay, so if something is meaningful, then a sense of progress, retirement security, status, caring about others, pride, number of your kids at home. So for some of them, it is about retirement security. When I will retire, if this job is something that will provide me enough security after I retire, then I feel motivated. I should do this job, something like that. Now, let us have, now again I have, this is like earlier you had those two questions which were tricky. I have a choice here for you. Pick one. Okay, we're talking about human motivation here. If you were asked to choose one amongst these, you can either choose love in your life, or you can choose status in your life, or you can choose money in your life, or you can choose morals in your life. And I have few more other choices like love, status, money. I have put in health, morals, and family here. So you have to choose only one. You can have only one thing amongst these in your life. Okay. So will you please choose your choice and let me know? You can unmute and you can tell, or you can write it in the chat box. Please pick one. You have to choose only one. Please.
Health, sir.
Health. Okay. Shama ma'am is also writing health. That's great. I suppose Nikhil also answered health. Okay. Others, I am waiting for your choice, please. It may get tricky. Okay. Meenakshi ma'am is also writing health. Fantastic. Amita Kumari ma'am has also written health. Okay, great. How about others? I wonder how come you are not writing money. Okay, I'm waiting for the answer. Others, I'm waiting for the answer. You have to choose one. You have to choose amongst love, status, money, health, morals, and family. You have to choose one. Please go ahead and pick your choice, please. Okay, Sriram Bengal sir is writing health. Okay, I suppose most of you have chosen health. Okay, that is, I must say, that is quite surprising in this session. Usually, when we conduct a survey, very few people choose health. Anyways, so I hope you must have understood how difficult it is to make a choice. It is so difficult when you have to make a choice from over here. Ashwini Raipur ma'am has also chosen health. Thank you, Ashwini ma'am, for being interactive. Okay, so you see, from here we can understand how difficult it is to actually make a choice, right? Now, what actually happens, we will try to understand the dilemma that goes inside our mind when we are actually discussing all of these things. What is actually happening inside our mind, how our mind thinks, and how we want our mind to think. So, you see, it is like this in our mind. The picture is like this in our mind. For some of us, we feel that love is a separate area, status is a separate thing, money is something else, health is something else, which actually it is, morals is something else. And when I've written here health, I mean mental health and physical health both, of course. And then family is something. And then, we feel that we can have either I can have money along with status, or maybe I can have money along with health, because the way those circles are going with each other, you can see that with money, I have had so many of my friends to discuss this, and they say, "Okay, Abhijit, when money comes, when I have to earn a lot of money, status automatically comes. But then, it is I am not able to find time for my family. That is what is happening. So this is something which is reflecting in the pattern. And then there are other these things. There are other things like a few of my friends who are very very rich and very high in status. They say that Abhijit, it is difficult for people like us. It is difficult to find true love in life, because most of the people who will come to us, they will come to us and they will talk to us and they will talk all the good things to us. Why? Because we have money and we are rich and we have that high status in the society. That is the reason it is very difficult to find good people for us. So people who have money and status, they feel that love is difficult to find, right? Then people with family and morals, they find money difficult. They think that with good morals, it is really difficult to earn a lot of money. People who have really good morals and they have good family values and the entire family is together, they generally feel that, oh my God, maybe we can have good health, but to have money and status is really difficult in the society, because to earn money you have to do all the ulta sulta things, you have to do all the wrong things. So these are perceptions actually. I'm not saying that they're correct, or I'm not saying that they're not correct. I'm not saying either of it. Okay, earning easy money is, of course, earning easy money is difficult if you have high morals, but earning money is difficult, cannot be said. So essentially what is happening is, the dilemma that is inside our mind is because there is not one goal. Okay, if I focus on to one goal, it becomes difficult for me to get the other thing, and I want all of it. I don't want to compromise on love, I don't want to compromise on status. By love, I do not mean the loved one, wife or husband, I do not mean that love. I mean generally having love in your life, love for pets, love for animals, love for human beings, love for our parents, love for our relatives, and of course, like wherever possible. And then status. So status is something, by status I do not mean high status, I mean ground to earth personality, but living a dignified life. Okay, and when we talk about money, I do not mean like crorepati or anything like that. You can think whatever you, right from crorepati to having enough money. So when we think of all of these things together, our mind thinks that we can have one, but I cannot have another. So it is difficult for me to focus on one goal. That is the reason I say that when we talk about having one goal, it is really 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 difficult for our mind to think in that manner, because when I focus on one goal, automatically I feel that there is something else which is to be lost, and it is not that it is actually like that. It is in such a manner because our mind has been trained since our childhood in this manner, like I said, because of the culture in which we live, It is about the things that people talk, because of which we have pursued. Like students, they ended up learning, they ended up coming to the college, but when you ask them why are you here, they are not actually able to answer the question. As a matter of fact, when we help them find out that you can earn money even without coming to the college, or you can earn even better money in comparison to what you would earn after, after graduating from here, if you would have put on, if you would have put in so much of effort into some other area, maybe you would have earned even better. So they will be convinced about it, but they won't opt for it, right? Why? Because the dilemma is not resolved. Now, how to resolve this dilemma? Okay. So this is how we have to look at things. Now you see, in this, what the difference in the two pictures is such, we need to understand our degrees of our inclination in degrees. Okay, and when I understand my inclination in degrees, what I do is I focus on one thing. Why I focus on one thing? Because you see, let us take an example. Suppose I have health. Most of the people over here, they choose health. Either maybe because they have suffered some health problem earlier, so they understand the importance of health, or maybe somebody close to them has suffered that problem. That is the reason they understand the importance of health. Or maybe they chose health. Why? Because they already have enough money. Getting the point what I'm trying to say? So if you'll ask this to the students, they are never going to choose health. Why they are not going to choose health? Because they already have health. Students are mostly healthy. There are very few students who are not healthy. At their age, they are very healthy. So if we will tell them how important health is, that is not going to, that is not going to get inside their head, because they haven't suffered any actual health problems, or they haven't seen anybody so close suffering from health problems and understand that maintaining health is so important. That is the reason what we are expecting is we have to focus ourselves on one goal. Say suppose I focus myself on money. I'll give you only one example and then I'll move on to the next slide, because there is a lot that is to be discussed. So suppose I focus on money. What happens? I understand why I focus on money, because I understand that money is needed. Money is the need. If there is, what happens if I do not have enough money? I'm not saying by focusing on money I should go behind money to such an extent that I will lose everything else. No. It has to happen in degrees. But why do I need to focus on money? Because once I have enough money, then my mind will be stable. You see, if I do not have enough money, then what will happen? Then automatically my mental health will deteriorate, because then I will be stressed. I will be thinking, oh my God, there is no money. What will I do now in my life? Right? So my mental health will deteriorate. Once the mental health deteriorates, automatically my physical health deteriorates. That is what challenges my morals also. But then I start feeling, these are the dilemmas that most of the people, they experience in their common life. They feel that what is the whole point of having these many morals? Because if I have so many morals and if I have nothing to eat, what is the use of those morals? Maybe I should start doing something wrong and start earning money. There are so many people around me who have, never been punished about it. And this is a common, this is a common dilemma through which the students also go. So when one of the space amongst these, or there are many other factors, when one of the space is messed up, then automatically the other things also start getting messed. So I need to focus on one thing to ensure that everything else is in its place. So what is one thing that I will focus on? Like right now I have chosen money, so I will talk about money. So what happens once I focus on money? I know that I have to focus on it enough so that my mental health is stable. It shouldn't be disturbed because of money, right? So once I have good health, once my mental health is good, I have morals. I am good to my family because I am happy about my life, and then I get love in my life automatically because I love others. I get love in return, or at least I am in a what can I say? I am in a good position to make decisions. Now, if somebody will say, like amongst the students, if they are very frank, they will come up and they will say, sir, what happens if I go through a breakup? So like I said, if one of the fields is disturbed, it is bound to affect others, but it will affect only when you do not have a goal. If your goal is still fixed, so for example, if your goal on money is still fixed, the next day when you will wake up, you will have your progress card in front of you. You will know this as a matter of fact, that no matter how bad, I have to focus on earning money, because if I stop earning money, then it will go even more bad. It will go worse, from bad to worse, right? So of course, from human beings, it is not expected that after going through a breakup, or after going through any of the family problems, or after suffering from health, all of a sudden you can improve the next day. But like I said, the whole concept of improving is about focusing. So you may take your time, but when you start working on it, If you have to achieve it, if you have to be successful, or if you have to progress, or if a person has to improve, then he has to focus on one thing at a time. So all of these circles, they fall in different places, and we need to realize that each one of them is, though it is different, it shouldn't be overlapping inside our mind. Only then we will be able to progress. I hope that until here there is no, there may be many questions actually. This is a very this is a very this is a very opinion based topic, and whatever I'm sharing is to my experience and to my understanding of psychology and behavioral training. Excuse me. So now we will move on to our case study. Okay, this is a case study which I have myself done, and I have this question for you as well. Students are asked to complete and submit their projects in time. Whenever the students are provided with a deadline in our RTM actually, we have a place where projects are compulsory for the students. Okay, so students are asked to complete and submit their projects in time. What will the students choose? The easy way, the genuine way. The genuine way is the way wherein they can actually go and they can actually research things and learn things and then make up a project. The entertaining way, okay, or the boring way. What is it that they will choose? I'm expecting answers. The easy way, the genuine way, the entertaining way, or the boring way. I am expecting answers, please.
The easy way, sir.
The easy way. Thank you so much for answer, Vikilal sir. Others also, I'm expecting an answer. Okay, Rose Jose ma'am has already written the easy way, and Naina Bosle ma'am has also written the easy way. Thank you, Naina ma'am, for being interactive again. And others also, those who are with us, I will request all of you to please participate in this discussion. What will you choose? See, your opinion matters a lot, because you have till date, Shama ma'am is also writing easy way. You have till date taught so many students, so you are in a much better position. If there are any other answers, okay, easy way, Amita Kumari ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, all in all, we will agree that at the end of the day, the students choose easy way. Of course, our case study also came up with the same thing. The answer was the easy way, right? Now, there is another question. And don't you think that this is the actual problem? Before I move on to the next slide, this is the actual problem. The actual problem is that the students, they do not wish to choose the genuine way into anything. They okay. Rajan Kannan sir has also answered easy way. Thank you very much, Rajan sir, for being interactive. Now you see, the students, they don't just opt for the genuine way. Like we said since the very beginning. Why are you learning? They do not have answer to that question. Why are you studying? They do not have an actual answer to that question. Then we say, what will you choose amongst improving in skills or earning better? They will usually choose earning better. But then, so all in all, what I'm saying is they will choose the end result, but they are not going to choose the path that is needed to reach there. Right? They are not going to choose the path that is needed to reach there. So to be successful, the path is to improve, to progress, to earn more money. The path is to improve on skills. So they won't choose improving on skills. So all in all, if if we were to say, if we give projects to the students and if they choose the genuine way, automatically things will reverse. So we have to come from easy way to the genuine way, and this is what we will be discussing as to how we can change the students' inclination from trying the easy way to trying the genuine way. Okay. Now, here is another question. Students are asked to do internship in companies for 1 or 2 months. Okay. And what will the students choose? The easy way, the genuine way, the entertaining way, or the boring way? Your answers, please. They are asked to do internship in companies for 1 or 2 months. What do you think the students will choose? Easy way, genuine way, entertaining way, or boring way?
The genuine way, sir.
Okay, genuine way. Nikhil Lal sir feels the genuine way. How about others? I am expecting answers again. I'm expecting answers. Okay, Meenakshi ma'am is writing, Meenakshi Gautam ma'am is writing genuine way. Fantastic. Naina ma'am is also writing genuine way. Okay, Rose Jose ma'am writes easy way, but it looks like being genuine. Thank you so much for that response, Rose ma'am. Thank you so much. You are very correct in your observation. It is an easy way, but it looks like being genuine. Very good. Yes. Others, Amita Kumari ma'am is also writing easy way. Balwir Chand sir is writing real ways. I don't know what real ways would exactly mean here, but it is either easy ways or the genuine way. Okay. So this is what actually happens. I'll tell you what is actually happening. The difference is initially the students are genuine. The very moment we talk about internships, they are genuine. Initially they are genuine. They want to do internship in good company. They wish to do their internship in say Tata, Mahindra, and Global Logic and Persistence and companies like that, like Infosys and Wipro and companies like that. So generally they will be genuine about it. In the very beginning, they will be genuine about it. They will want that yes, I should get internship in a good company. Some of them they will strive for it. Like most of them, they will strive for it. They will write letters or maybe they will make few calls or something like that. And then if they get it, it is fine. If they don't get it, they will try once or twice or maybe thrice. And if they don't get it, then automatically again they will shift it to the easy way. They will ask, they will go to their teachers, they will say, Sir, oh, please, sir, you do this for me, sir, find something for me, sir. They will ask their relatives to find something for them. And if that does not work, then again they will shift back to the easy way. They will find some other company wherever they are getting, maybe they are getting an internship certificate free of cost, or they are getting an internship certificate in some tuition class, which is these days, that is a new business that has started. What training companies have done is they have themselves, registered as companies, and they ask the students to learn C, C++, Java, and things like that from them. And in return, they will, provide them with internship certificate. So this is another business that has started in the education industry. I suppose all of us are aware of it. Okay. So why? The question is, in the end, they choose the easy way, is what I would say. Why easy way? They want it to be genuine, like Rose Rosen ma'am has very clearly observed. They want it to be genuine, but at the end of the day, if it is happening the easy way, then it is fine. If it is not happening the easy way, then they are not going to put in some exceptional effort. There are very few students who do that. I am talking about the majority of the students who do not put in any major effort. So the answer is the easy way. Answer to this question is the easy way. Now, my question to you is, why does this happen? In the first case of projects, they did not use the genuine way. They went directly for the easy way. In the second case for internship, they wanted it to be genuine. Initially, they wanted it to be genuine, but easily genuine, right? And then finally, they end up choosing the easy way. Why this shift between projects and internship? Why do you think there is this little bit of shift? If anybody can answer that, unmute and answer that, that will be great. Especially Rose Jose ma'am, you have answered it prior to this. That was a very a keen observation, I must say. So if there are any answers. Okay, I am waiting. I am looking into the chat box. If there are any answers, then I'll wait for a minute because that it may take long for you to type. Fantastic. Nana ma'am has written it is related to career. Thank you, Nana ma'am, for your response. That is very correct, very rightly observed, that because it directly relates to their career, that is the reason the students are automatically, inclined to choose the genuine way initially, but then later on they end up choosing the easy way. Anyways, I won't wait long for your. What happens in the first case is, when we talk about projects, they don't relate projects with success at all. Because like I said, they have been exposed to a world wherein Sachin Tendulkar, they see Sachin Tendulkar only after becoming successful. They see Virat Kohli only after becoming successful. They see Amitabh Bachchan only after becoming successful. And they see all of these people only after becoming successful. Nobody's talking about hard work, right? So when we talk about project for them is like improving the skill. So it is not something, it is not something that actually motivates them. But what motivates them is internship. Because if they get an internship in a company, say Tata, say Infosys, say Wipro, say Mahindra and Mahindra, these are all big names. This is where they want to do their job, so they can immediately associate it with their success. So if they get internship in these companies, they are going to, they are going to, just say it with a tight collar that yes, sir, you see, I have internship at such a nice place. I did my internship in Tata. I did my internship in Wipro. So it can be very easily associated with the actual success that they want in their life. And now we are going to talk about how to make this easy way, the genuine way. We have taken up a simple example where we understood as to how to make that easy way. Like initially it was a genuine way, but later on it turned out to be the easy way. So here is the third case. Students are explained and assured that they will get a job if they complete their internship in time and submit their projects in time. What do you think will happen then? What will the students choose? If suppose students are explained and assured that they will get a job you will get for sure, and in an MNC, okay, I will add it now, in MNC, if they complete their internship in time and if they submit their projects in time, then I suppose that there will be something which will motivate them, and automatically they will shift from the easy way to genuine way, is what most of us will agree. But this is a question that was unanswered because we haven't really tried this in our real life, and it is very difficult to try as well. Now let us talk about the second thing, that is finding motivation. We already have discussed having one goal in depth, and now we will talk about finding motivation. What type of motivation? To move from the easy way to the genuine way. Okay, so here is another case study which was conducted by Intel, and again there will be few questions for you. I hope that you will participate and answer. Now see, this is a very famous case study which was conducted at Intel by a very famous psychologist named Dan Ariely. I don't know. Okay, Rose Ma'am has written her answer. She says projects are part of academics. They know they are going to crack it. Internship directly affects them if they don't work. Fantastic. Okay, that is also a good observation. Thank you, Rosemary, for your reply. Now you see, this case study was conducted by Professor Dan Ariely. Professor Dan Ariely is a visiting faculty at Harvard University, and he's a psychologist, and I suppose he's a regular faculty in some Dutch university. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry for that, but it is again one of the best universities in the world. So he's my favorite author also, and a very good psychologist, Dan Ariely. So he has conducted this case study in the company Intel as to how to motivate employees. What is it that actually motivates the employees? Okay, so this is a fantastic case study, and if we understand this case study and agree to it, we can come up with nice solutions that will, that will help us motivate our students also. So there are four different messages. They had this agreement with the management of Intel, and these four different messages were forwarded. Intel, as all of you are aware, Intel produces Intel manufactures those chips, right? That are needed, that are used in computers and laptops and things. Okay, so four different messages were forwarded only for one day. However, the observation was made for 3 more days. So what they have done is, to ensure what motivates people more, which factor motivates people more, what they have done is they have forwarded these messages. They have created four different groups, and four different groups were treated in four different manner. Okay, but these messages were forwarded only for one day, and the observation was made for the next 3 days, which means the total observation was made for 4 days. You see, what was the message forwarded? The first message was about monetary bonus. Good morning. If you reach or exceed X chips today, by X chips they mean that if you exceed the production by this number today, you will receive 1000 NIS in cash. Good luck. Okay. Next is pizza voucher. Good morning. If you reach or exceed X chips today, you will receive a voucher for pizza. Good luck. So you see here they will get a voucher for pizza. Third is compliment. Employees received a message from their boss saying, well done, post completion of target. So if they complete the target, they will receive this message of well done. And finally, control. Control cases, in this case, the chip makers received no note and offered no bonus. So the fourth group was the group wherein they were neither given any message, and there was no, the only work continued as it continued in the regular situation. Okay. The question is, which one of the above do you think inspired the highest level of performance? इसमें से कौन सी चीज की वजह से सबसे ज्यादा परफॉर्मेंस आया होगा? आपको क्या लगता है? मॉनेटरी बोनस मतलब पैसा ज्यादा देने के बाद, पिज्जा वाउचर के बाद, कॉम्प्लीमेंट देने के बाद, या कंट्रोल के बाद? आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग आंसर्स फ्रॉम यू. So please, the chat box is open and I will keep reading from the chat box. Which condition do you think? Which condition do you think motivated the people the most? So it is a humble request to all of you to please participate. You can unmute also. You can just unmute and say one word and then mute back again. That there is no issue. Just unmute, say one word and then mute back. You can say monetary bonus. You can say pizza voucher. You can say compliment. You can say control, whichever you think. Okay, I am waiting for answers. Okay, Rose ma'am is writing obviously monetary bonus. Rose ma'am, this is where it gets interesting. Okay. Sunil sir is writing good afternoon. Sunil sir, we are very ahead in our discussion. We are expecting some answers here. Okay, Nikhil Lal sir is writing monetary bonus. Fantastic. Nana Bhusle ma'am is writing first one. First one, I suppose, again is monetary bonus. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Nikhil Lal sir. Thank you, Nana Bhusle ma'am, for your answers. Thank you, Rose Jose ma'am, for your answer. Others, I am expecting more answers. Okay, Amita Kumari ma'am is also writing monetary bonus. Okay, great. Now you see, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. That is the reason I wanted answers. Almost everybody feels, I am saying feels, that monetary bonus is something which will, which will motivate us more. But what actually happened? Let us try to check what actually happened. The results, the first three approaches increased motivation. See, there were four approaches. One was monetary bonus, right? Second was pizza voucher. Third was compliment, and fourth was control, wherein they did not receive any message or anything. So in the all the first three responses, there it increased motivation, and it increased motivation to see what the most in productivity was most in pizza voucher case. Getting the point? So when they received this pizza voucher, they were more happy about it. The boost was 6.7%, and I will explain all of this in detail how this actually happens. Another is compliment. 6.6% people felt happy and performed more because of the compliment. So boost in productivity was 6.6%. I'm sorry. So in case of pizza voucher, the boost in productivity was 6.7%. In case of compliment, the boost was 6.6%. And in case of cash, it was slightly less than 4.9%. You see, so cash motivated people, but then the motivation or the boost in productivity which was achieved through monetary bonus was not as good as compared to pizza voucher or compliment. And I would like to tell you as to why this happens. This is the reason I was saying that all of us, we must participate when those questions were asked. Sometime back, when it was asked, what will you choose between love, money, status, health, family? Almost everybody chose health. Don't you think that getting a pizza voucher means choosing health? Don't you think getting a compliment is like choosing health? Because when you get a compliment, you are happy. You are happy for your entire day. Imagine the principal of our college, appreciating us in front of everyone for something good that we have done, and then we are happy for the rest of the day. We feel that yes, we feel motivated. Yes, I should do even more. Maybe tomorrow I will work even more, right? So that is what compliment does to us, right? We have already chosen health prior to this, which means we have already chosen pizza voucher. When you get a pizza voucher, you feel happy about it. Of course, when you get cash, we equally feel happy about it. I am not doubting it. When we get cash, we equally feel happy about it. But compliment is something that, compliment is something that gives us more happiness. If you will actually if you will actually try to relate to it, in each individual's case it may differ, of course, and it is a case study, of course, which was conducted. Now let us try to understand further. The best part is this one. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is what happened on the first day, okay? But the best part is what happened on the second day, because they received this message for the first day. So on the first day, this was the case. But what happened the second day? The second day, there was neither a pizza voucher, nor compliment, nor cash. So they are not going to receive any pizza voucher or compliment or cash from the next day onwards. So what happens second day? This is where it gets interesting, you know. The first three approaches again increased motivation. Okay. On day two, what happened? Money condition performed 13.2% worse than control condition. See, this is where it gets worse, and I would like to highlight that. What happens is money condition starts performing worse than control condition. What was control condition? Control condition was the condition wherein there was nothing given to the employees. So even people who were given nothing, they were performing better on the second day in comparison to the people who were offered money on the first day. Monetary bonus was offered on the first day. On the second day, they were not getting any monetary bonus. So they performed worse in comparison to those people who were not getting any monetary bonus. And I would like to give you an example over here to relate. And I suppose that some of us will be able to relate to it very easily. Especially in the state of Maharashtra, the salaries of professors were on hold for quite some time because the scholarships were stopped to the colleges. So when this happened, we must have observed something. The people they used to come to college, even the most motivated and good faculty members also, they used to come to college. They used to sit in the college, but their performance went down like anything, you know. And then they genuinely did not perform. Why they did not perform? They said that what is the point of it? I was performing good till then. What is it that I have got in return? I have got nothing in return. My salary is on hold. Why should I work? So you see, this is a typical condition that happens when you start giving monetary bonus. That is how our mind thinks, and I have covered this in the next slide. See, this is the slide where I have covered it. This is the day after a cash bonus, and what is he thinking? Why try? I am not getting paid anymore for it. So something which was offered as a bonus, our mind starts thinking that if I do more, I should be paid more. And it becomes a law inside our mind. And next day, when I know that I'm not going to get paid more, so automatically I am not just forget about not being motivated, I am kind of demotivated. And that is how I start working less. That is the reason when it comes to monetary bonus, you know, it has to be exercised with caution, and we need to understand whether we're going to provide that monetary bonus on and on until for how long can we provide that bonus. Okay. Now let us try to understand the second condition. The complement condition rose to 6.6%. On the very first day, we know that it rose to 6.6%. Okay. And then slowly drifted towards the control condition. So slowly it went down and it came back to the control condition. So whenever we compliment people, it is going to come back to the control condition. It is not going to go below that, as it happened in money condition. And then the third condition, the best condition, is over pizza. What is he saying? In pizza condition, it performed somewhere between money and complement condition. So on the first day, pizza condition was at the top, and later on, it always fell somewhere between money and complement condition, which means of the three choices, I must say pizza is the best, which I would choose, and second would be complement condition. Now you see, the discovery of motivation is what we call it. From here on, I call it the discovery of motivation. This is how monetary incentives work. You know, I have taken these pictures from a book named Payoff. It is written on motivation by Professor Dan Ariely. Like I said, he is one of my favorite authors, and I'm very thankful to him that he has created such good work out of it, because of which I was able to conduct so many successful behavioral changes I was able to bring amongst the students. So you see, this is how monetary incentives work. So what is happening? If you are say paying 25 rupees, here it is cents, we say rupees. Okay, so if I'm going to pay 25 rupees, and if you know that in 25 rupees you can ride that horse and enjoy that horse for say 10 minutes, then you are going to enjoy that horse for 10 minutes. But during those 10 minutes also, there will be something inside your mind that after 10 minutes I'm not going to get this. Right? So I have to pay 25 rupees more automatically. So that is from where, that is how the mind actually, what can I say, the mind actually responds to monetary incentives. And how non-monetary incentives work? Here your enjoyment powers this ride. At the bottom of the picture it is written, your enjoyment powers this ride continuously. So what they are saying is that you just have to keep enjoying. That this is how compliments work. This is how pizzas work, right? They help us enjoy the situation, and the more we enjoy, automatically the more we ride, and then it keeps on going on and on and on. So there is no demotivation that is going to come our way, right? So let us try to understand in this discovery of motivation. This is something that I have already shared. A day after cash bonus, the person thinks, "Why try? I am not getting paid for it anymore." And the day after compliment, automatically we are happy because cash bonus is not something that you can guarantee every employee after every day, right? So you're going to get it for a day, and for that day you're going to try very hard. The next day automatically you will feel, why should I try today? I'm not getting paid for it. But that is not the case with the compliments. Compliments can be given more often, and you can depend on them. And not just that, even if you're complimented, you're still going to work the next day. Even if you're not going to get complimented the next day, still, right? Now, the third part of discovery of motivation. This is from where we started our discussion, right? How to motivate our students to lose that easy way? And the answer is we have to help them find a more meaningful way. Right? And what is meaningful way? What will the students choose? This was the question: the easy way, the genuine way, the entertaining way, or the boring way. Now, what change we are trying to ask here is, rather than using the word genuine way, let us shift from genuine way to more meaningful way. And that is the fundamental difference between those two questions which were asked at the beginning: whether you wish to improve from 2 skills to 5 skills, or will you wish to improve from 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs or 9 lakhs, whatever the amount was, right? So why the question was tricky? Because you see, it is very clear. Even if we are going to improve from 2 skills to 5 skills, it is not always assured that just because I have moved on from 2 skills to 5 skills, that means that my salary will increase, right? So the ultimate aim of every person is that I have to move from 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So what we can do is we can fix our goal from anything else to money, and we can ensure that there is only one goal, that I have to move from 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So it has to be the other way around. Let us not talk about doing things the genuine way. Let us talk about doing things the meaningful way. What is bringing meaning to their life? So when we talk about students, what is bringing meaning to their life is internship. When we talk about internship, why it brought meaning to their life? Because they thought that yes, this is something that I want in my life. Right? So whatever I'm doing today, if I'm able to connect it with what I'm doing, whatever I want in future, then the things, they automatically become meaningful. And how do we do that? How do we do that? Don't offer money to mom. This is a famous story that I will narrate now, and you tell me how do you feel at the end of the story. Uh, just now we discovered in the last slide there is a little dilemma which I would like to explain before I move on to the story. We said that you have to move on from the genuine way to the meaningful way. What is a more meaningful way? In our hearts, we know the more meaningful way is from 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs. That is the whole objective. The objective of improving skills is to move from 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs. And that is what the students also understand. However, when it comes to actual motivation, it is not about promising 6 lakhs or 10 lakhs. Thankfully for us, it is not about promising 6 lakhs to 10 lakhs. It is more about coming up with concepts in social norms. Okay, coming up with concepts with social norms wherein we are able to establish a culture. Okay, and we will talk about it now, because we have already seen that compliments and pizza voucher works better in comparison to money. So how to motivate our students? There is this story which I will narrate, and that is about don't offer money to mom. And it is a very famous story. Not a very famous story. I'm sorry. It is a very what can I say? It is a very thought. I mean, I'll just narrate the story. You take the moral out of it. You see, you imagine that your in-laws, that you don't stay with your in-laws. First, you imagine that you don't stay with your in-laws. You are staying somewhere outside India, maybe, or even in India. If you are staying, you are not staying with your in-laws. And then all of a sudden, you received a message from your in-laws that you have to visit them after Diwali vacation, or say after Christmas vacation. So you have to visit them for 2 days, and they have made some special arrangements for you, and they want you that please be with us for these 2 days, and we haven't seen you in many years, and that is the reason we want to spend these 2 days together. You receive this message from your in-laws, and you go there, and the very moment you reach the airport, or the very moment you reach the railway station, they are there to receive you. They are there to receive you. Your in-laws, they take you from the railway station or from the airport to your house, and when they take you to the house, all of a sudden you can see that they have made such nice arrangements to welcome you. You know, they have made such nice arrangements to welcome you, and then all of a sudden you go inside, and you know, there is some typical welcome, typical traditional welcome, whatever goes in our religion, as per our religion. And then we go inside the house, and all we enjoy, we sit together. Then after we freshen up and all, we are sitting together chatting with each other. There is this everything, you know, everything good is happening. Now, after a while, it so happens that it is, you know, it is all of you are sitting together to have dinner at the dinner table, and then you understand that your mother-in-law has taken special care that to, you know, to ensure that she cooks whatever you like. Okay, so she has come up with some very nice dishes which you like to have in dinner. Okay, and then those dishes are served, and then she tells you, you know, that I ensured whatever your choice was should be there in the dinner, and all, and you are also very happy about it, and all of you sit together and you have the dinner. Now, after you have the dinner, at the end of the dinner, you tell your mother-in-law, and this is where the punch comes. Okay, you tell your mother-in-law, "Thank you, mom. Thank you so much that you came up with, you know, such a nice arrangement, and I'm really happy that you know, I don't know how to repay for it. I don't know how to repay for this." And then you take out your wallet from your pocket, or maybe you take out your purse, and from your purse you take out, say, 500 rupees note. Okay, you take out 500 rupees note and you give it to her, and you say, "Okay, I don't know how to pay for it, so keep this 500 rupees." And or maybe you can reach out to your pocket and say that, "Okay, if 500 is less, then maybe take this 2000 rupees. Keep this 2000 rupees. You're welcome, and dinner was really nice." What do you think would happen? That that entire event would turn into a disaster, right? The entire event would turn into a disaster. And why so? Because money is not what motivated your mother-in-law to do all of this. She did not want money from you. Similarly, thankfully, our students, they don't want money from us. So what is it? Motivation is influenced by social norms as well. This is a very big statement that I am making, and we will have to, with our students, we need to find out such social norms. As a matter of fact, we need to create such social norms so that the students are time and again motivated. Because you see, this is exactly what happens during the events. If you will see, during the events, the students are so motivated, they are so excited, they are ready to work together. Why? Because they are going to come out of their conventional education system, and they are buying, you know, they get an opportunity. It is something where they are actually going to bond with their friends. So that is where social norms come into picture. That is why we say that motivation is influenced by social norms, right? Now I will once again, and what happens, you imagine, suppose we start paying to the students to participate in the events. Okay, you participate in this, if you know, by participation I do not mean, I mean volunteering. So if you volunteer for this event, you will get 100 rupees a day. Don't you think that all the motivation, all the excitement in their life, that will be killed automatically? So this is what we are going to work on. And the discovery of motivation, meaningless work feels like this. Like as it is shown in the picture, they feel as if they are moving the stone. It is not bringing in any meaning to them in their life. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to make things more meaningful. So how do we make things more meaningful? We ensure that whatever internships are being provided to them, or whatever projects are being provided to them. There was a very good session conducted by Mr. Akhilesh from Hunar Tech Works from Pune, and in his session he told that how projects should take place. Projects shouldn't be the basic projects wherein the students, they come up with their own concept and they say that I will do this project. Rather, project should be something which should be referring to a problem statement. So like we say, event is something which actually happens in the colleges, right? They are actually able to see that this is, they are actually able to see it in reality. Similarly, like Mr. Akhilesh suggested in his lecture, we can have a problem statement. We can tell the students that these are the 10 problem statements, these are the 10 problems, these are the 10 issues that our college is facing, and you can suggest some some good intellectual engineering concepts to ensure that these things are resolved. Right from handling the website of colleges, I have seen that most of the engineering colleges, the handling of their website is being outsourced. Right from handling the website of these colleges to creating new sites or creating new links for whatever programs and events and competitions that take place inside the college. The students, they can create websites, right? The students, they can create such links from wherein everybody else can participate. And initially there has to be some guidance on the part of the teachers and the professors, but once the students, they learn, they will teach each other, and we don't have to pay an outsider also for it. So you see, we are giving them a project, something which they can see into reality, they can actually see it, and then the other problem is also solved. Like when these students, they appear for the interviews and the people from company, they ask them as a trainer, I have also faced a very similar problem, that when the company people, they will ask this question, that what was the problem statement, they are not able to answer. This very thing was discussed by Mr. Akhilesh also, who happens to conduct many interviews for these freshers, and he said that they are not able to answer what was the problem statement, they are not able to answer what was your part in the project, because all of them, they will go together, they will work together, and their tasks are not divided, so they are not able to answer what was your part in the project. They are not able to show their project live, so they will say, sir, we have made a website, we have done this, we have done that, and when you will actually ask them to show it live, they cannot show it live also, right? So all of these problems are resolved when we come up with projects like that. Then we will be able to come up with the social norms, and automatically the students will be even more motivated. Initially, all the students will not be motivated. Few of them will be motivated. But what is the difference? We have seen how meaningless work feels like, and this is how meaningful work feels like. Now, at the end of the day, whatever design or shape they may get, the design or shape may not be very graceful, it may be graceful, but doing it would be fun. If they do it together, it would be a lot of fun. So this is where all our questions are answered. Why are we learning? Whatever we are learning, or why are you studying? Why are you working on projects? Today, if while working on projects, I know that by working on this particular, in this project, there is this profile. So whenever, like we tell them to work on projects, if we suppose create 5 profiles, then the student can choose that of these 5 profiles, sir, I would like to apply for this third profile, and he can tell that why I chose that particular project and why I chose that particular profile, and he can understand, I chose this profile because it will help me learn these skills, and then later on, learning these skills, I can become so and so person. Okay, and then why are you doing internship, and all these questions, that is how we bring, once they are able to answer these questions, then that is how everything becomes more meaningful. Then we move on to the third point, that is compete with self. Let me see how much time is left. We still have time left, right? So compete with self. This is another very important point. You see, the world these days has reduced to competing with others to such an extent that the peace of the peace among students' lives, and the satisfaction among students' life is kind of, I can say that is kind of lost some days. And why it is important when we talk about improving, when we talk about progressing, when we talk about becoming successful, why do we say that competing is important with self? So the very first issue is, if we start competing with others, what happens? The first thing that happens is there is a lot of dissatisfaction. Why there is a lot of dissatisfaction? Time. I will give you an example. I cannot become a very good hero and a very good trainer and a very good professor and a very good a very good manager in company and a very good businessman. I cannot become all of these things at the same time. And when we start competing with others, at every second time, at every day, we will come across such people who are better than us. We will come across such people who are better into something than we are. So I cannot become everything, and if I start competing myself with others, then again it will, boil down to the same thing from where we started. We said that we should have only one goal, but here we are not having one goal. We are having many goals. Why? Because I'm competing with so many people that there is again a lot of confusion. Because one day maybe I would want to become a big businessman. One day I would want to become a big movie star. One day I would want to become a big sports player. One day I would want to become a big software engineer. The other day I would want something else. Because why? Because I'm looking at different people every day. So I'm competing myself with others, right? This is one of the major drawbacks. Another drawback is when I compete with others, I'm not challenging my abilities. For example, say I am working with 10 people, and of those 10 people I'm the best. I have not worked hard to become the best. I'm just the best. So whatever I'm performing today, if suppose I'm able to do 10 tasks a day and others are only able to do 5 or 6 tasks a day, so automatically automatically I am not competing with others and I am not progressing because I'm already on 10, others are underperforming. So I'm not getting an opportunity to improve. So because of these basic lacunas, we need to compete with self. This is a very fundamental this thing. Now I will also discuss as to how to compete with self, but before that there is an example. Now I would like to, to choose this. Don't answer this, but you can choose this inside your mind. What would you choose? I have progressed because Rahul earned 60,000. Rahul is this some third person. Rahul has earned 60,000 and I have earned 75,000. Either this or I earned 60,000 earlier, but now I earn 90,000. I earned 60,000 earlier, but now I earned 90,000. Now I earn 90,000. Which one would you choose? Obviously, the second one, right? Because comparing with Rahul does not make sense. Tomorrow, Rahul may move from 60,000 to 30,000. Then will I be happy with again the very same 75,000? No. I have to perform better in comparison to what I am doing today. Therefore, this whole concept of result and progress card, it is all good. It is good because it is good from the point of view. I mean, it is good only to certain degrees. Why it is good to certain degrees? Because when a company has to hire individuals, the competition is going to be with others. That I totally agree. But if a person has to improve his own self, he cannot keep competing with others. If he has to improve himself, he will have to compete with his own self, right? So that is the reason this whole concept of results and all, it fails when it comes to progressing. For progressing, I should have a report of my own. I should have my own report wherein I should be able to, I should be able to see and check and understand. I should be able to see and check and understand as to what as to how much I have progressed, right? And to understand that I can compete only with myself. So let's move on to this formula of distance upon time is equal to speed. Everybody knows this formula. This is a very common formula, distance time speed formula. Now we will be discussing this formula to understand as to how to measure our own progress. Okay, and let's move on to the next slide. And this is what we call as while competing with self. These are the basics. This is the secret formula which we should use to understand. Here I say that distance upon time is equal to speed is wrong. Excuse me. Okay, I'll repeat once again. I say that distance upon time is equal to speed is wrong. Now, why do I say that it is wrong? In life, okay, I'm not talking about mathematics here. Please try to understand. I say that distance upon time is equal to speed is wrong. And why do I say that? I say that because in life, if you will actually check and if you will actually see, you will understand a person distance is something that we want in our life. Distance is, like I said, today I'm earning 6 lakhs, tomorrow I want to earn 9 lakhs. Today I'm earning 12 lakhs, tomorrow I want 20 lakhs. So to travel from 12 lakhs to 20 lakhs is the distance, right? And in how long, in how much time do I want that? Maybe I want this in 1 year, maybe I want this in 2 years. And depending upon that, we decide our speed. And this is exactly what is happening with people. This is a formula that we are applying everywhere. I will give you another example. What happens with students? There is a certain syllabus that they have to cover. Okay, this course has to be completed in 6 months or say 4 months. Okay, and depend whether they are able to cope with this course or not, but they have to complete it in 4 months. So depending on that, they have to adjust speed, and this is where everything goes wrong. And why it goes wrong, I will give you an example to understand why it goes wrong. Suppose I have to go from India to Sri Lanka. Okay. Now, while going from India to Sri Lanka, if I have been told that we have to go from India to Sri Lanka and we have to go in 15 minutes, what is going to happen? Is it actually practically possible? No, it is not practically possible. So what is going to happen? Maybe I will drive very fast. Or say, suppose I have to go from Nagpur to Mumbai, or maybe from Mumbai to Pune, or maybe from Mumbai to Bangalore. If I have to go and then I am told that you have to, cover this distance in only 1 hour, will it be possible? No. And what will happen if I try? If I try, there will be an accident for sure, right? And in most of the cases, people will end up in hospitals, right? And that is what has happened to our students in their life. As a matter of fact, that is what is happening to us also in our life. Why? Because there is, I will give you another simple example. Earlier, what used to happen was people used to their entire journey of life. By that, what I mean is, once they used to retire and all, at that time, they used to purchase a house. At that time they will purchase a house, and then later on they will stay there for the rest of their life. This is what used to happen in say in 1980s, 1990s. This was the trend. Slowly this trend started changing, and today the situation is that a guy before getting married, he wishes to have his own flat or his own house. Okay, so what we have essentially done is we have reduced time. Distance is same, but we have reduced time, and because of that we have to increase our speed to such an extent that we are not able to manage our lives. I have seen so many of my friends who are very, 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 very happy in their life, and later on what happened? Later on they purchased a flat, and after they purchased a flat, all of a sudden that happiness was gone. And then I used to ask them, what happened to you? Why are you not so happy? Earlier you used to be very happy. Then they just look at me and then they say, Abhijeet, you don't have an EMI in your life. You will understand what happens to a man when that EMI comes in your life. EMI is every month installment which you have to pay for say flat or for car or anything. So essentially what has happened is, what is this EMI? Why this EMI is not allowing us to sleep? Why? Because the distance which was being traveled earlier in a limited time, after a long time, we are trying to cover that distance in a very short time. And what is it? It has resulted into? It has resulted into lack of peace. It has resulted into lack of satisfaction. It has resulted into a lifestyle wherein we are not happy about anything. And what's the whole point of having your own house if you are not happy about it? Again, it boils back to the same circle which we discussed initially of love, status, family, goal. Sorry, love, status, family, money. We can join one more thing over there. That is house. Right? So, what should be the formula? The formula should be distance upon speed is equal to time. Is correct. This the second formula which I have given below, that is distance upon speed is equal to time. That is correct. And how this is correct? Because slowly what happens is, first we start traveling. So it is very difficult for a person, for the very first day when I am going to work, it is difficult for me to start running on the first day. Slowly we are going to learn to walk, then slowly we are going to learn to, slowly we are going to learn to run, and after we start running, then we can improve onto our speed as well, right? But since the very beginning, if we will try to run very hard, in all probability we will fall and fall and fall again and again, and then after a while we will just lose the motivation to run, right? That is the reason after a while we take up so many responsibilities that we are not able to take any risks. Because we are not able to take any risks, that is the reason we are not able to implement any creative plan in our life. That is the reason we feel so many times that I could have done this thing which that person has done, but I am not able to do it today. Why I am not able to do it? Because I have so many responsibilities, so I cannot take up any risk. So taking these responsibilities before time, why did you take up those responsibilities before time? Either on two reasons. One, either I was because very slow in my life, so my speed was not good, or because I did not give enough time to improve my speed, or because I was not worrying about the speed at all. I was all the time focused on distance. I was thinking only about success, and I wanted that success in a limited period of time. So what essentially happens is when we shift this, when we shift this, we bring about this change in our life, wherein we understand the distance that we have to travel. Once we know the distance, then accordingly we start traveling in that direction. And once we start traveling in that direction, then we decide, okay, this is my speed today. Maybe I will improve this speed so that I am able to reach this, reach my milestone, whatever I have planned for myself in such a so and so time. Then that will be really, really great. So this is one of the major principles, and this is not something that you will find in books. This is something that I have, ये मेरे दिमाग की उपज है. This is something that I have designed of my own. For the students and all. And trust me, the second formula brings in much more success in life, because when you start working on your speed, you are automatically motivated, you are automatically you're automatically excited, you work on your speed, so you achieve automatically more, and in the time to come you perform much better in comparison to what usually others perform. Okay, so this is a secret formula which you can apply to ensure that you succeed. And then let's move on to the progress principle. Okay. So this is the earlier formula. This secret formula is also progress principle. It is also one of the principles that is applied to ensure that you progress. And this is the second progress principle that I will discuss now. And this principle is called as 80-20 principle. The 80-20 principle. What is 80-20 principle? In 80-20 principle, what happens is, it is said that people who are successful, so most of the people who are successful, if you will check their routine, you will understand that 80% of their routine is productive. Now what do we understand by productive routine? Whatever they will do in the entire day. If suppose my aim is to earn 10 lakhs, my aim is to earn 20 lakhs. Today, suppose I'm earning 12 lakhs and my aim is to earn 20 lakhs. So to move from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs, whatever it is that I have to do, 80% of my day will be focused on how to move from 12 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So whatever I'm doing today, 80% of it, 80% of my routine is contributing directly to what I want after, after say 2 years or after 3 years or whatever my vision is. Whereas only 20% of it goes into the needs. So what do we understand by needs? Needs means, for example, if I have to work, well tomorrow. So to work well tomorrow, I need a good night's sleep. Okay, I need to take some rest. I need some physical exercise, little bit of physical exercise to ensure that I am in good health also physically, so that I am able to focus more. I need a good diet also. So the 20% of time will be spent in all these three things, and rest 80% it will be focused totally on whatever I wish to achieve in my life. Now, how can you measure this? What you can do is, what we generally suggest people is, you don't write a routine for yourself. What you do is, you write whatever you are doing every day, whatever you are doing. You start writing. Today I woke up at. After you wake up, you write. Don't write that tomorrow I will wake up at. Right? I woke up at so and so time. Brushed my teeth so and so time. Went to office so and so time. Start writing like that, and you try to observe your routine. That is actually, we can say, that is the beginning of creating a progress card. Now we do not have. Do we have? We are already running out of time, so I may not be able to explain the progress card in detail. Creating your own progress card in detail, but I will share this in short. So once you start writing your routine, you can observe your own performance after a week or after a month. Once you have written enough, on the basis of that, you can observe how much time you are spending where. Okay, and then you can come up with some creative solutions wherein you can think of things that are not contributing to your routine in a productive manner. You can just outsource those things. Okay, there is always a little bit of time that we need to spend with the family. There is always little bit of time which we need to spend in, say, watching movies or something like that. Something that makes me happy, so that once I am happy, I stay with my family, or I watch movies, or I go play sports. So why all of these things are done? Because once I am happy and I am enthusiastic, then I am able to focus more on whatever my vision is, whatever it is that I wish to achieve in my life. So come up with start writing your routine for a week or a month like that, and then what we can do is we can tell our students to do the same, and then observe their routine. And once we observe their routine, we can always guide them that what are all the less important things that you are doing, and slowly start changing those things and help them move in a direction wherein 80% of their routine is productive. Once 80% is productive, is a big thing. Even if we are able to come up with 40% productive routine, then I'm telling you the sky is the limit. Even if we are able to achieve 40% productive routine, then the sky is the limit. So this is where we cover what are all the things that we have covered. We have covered the rules for success. The very first rule was, you know, the very first rule was having one goal. Second was third was to compete with own self. Fourth were these progress principles. So I suppose that we have covered many things along with the rules. We have covered progress principles, and we have generally covered as to how to find motivation. So let's join hands, and like I usually say, let's join hands and ensure that we progress and so do our students. That is where I would rest this session. If there are any queries, any doubts, or anything that you want to ask, you are more than welcome to ask. You can also now move on to the chat box. So if there are any queries, you can type in the chat box. I'll wait for a minute and then I will conclude. Well, okay, then I suppose that there are no queries. So thank you very much for attending this session. And right now we will take a short break from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And okay, Rose ma'am, thank you for your feedback. Rose ma'am is writing that thank you for the math of learning session, sir. No queries, really analytical. Yes, thank you, Rose ma'am, for your active participation, and thank you for your feedback also. So thank you, Nalaya ji, sir, for okay. Okay, thank you. Many thanks to all of you also. And Nana ma'am is saying that very informative and wonderful session. Thank you very much, Nana ma'am. Meenakshi ma'am is writing interesting session. Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Balveer Chan sir is writing. Thank you, sir. Yes, many thanks to all of you for attending the session also. And we will take a short break now from 3 p.m. to from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we have another session at 5 p.m. which will be conducted by which is on the topic of ethics, the importance of ethics in the industrial, from the perspective of industrial world. And the session will be conducted by our honorable speaker, Mr. Amol Pusatkar sir. Mr. Amol Pusatkar sir, who was earlier special process manager in Tata Aeronautics Limited, and he has been on managerial designations in many MNCs, and he has been a guest speaker in many national and international conferences of government also. So I will request all of you to join the session at 5 p.m. and see you all at 5 p.m. Until then, thank you very much. Yes, Nikhil Lal sir, thank you very much for the feedback. Meenakshi ma'am is writing, like to hear you once again. Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am, for the feedback. I have a couple of more sessions that I will be conducting. One on the educational dialogue, and one is on the learning vertical. I really look forward to uh, I really look forward for your feedback in those sessions as well. Nikhil Lal sir is writing once again, thank you sir for the wonderful and interesting session. Again, you rock it. I am waiting for your next session. Thank you, Nikhil Lal sir. Your words, this is what I said. Compliments, they make our day. Thank you so much. You just made my day. And I will try. This is something that helps me strive and make my sessions even better. So I will strive that my coming sessions are even more interesting. Thank you so much.